What's up YouTube, this is Dragon, and these are the top 10 weirdest Pokemon. The Pokemon I'll be choosing will be based on elements such as aesthetics and unique characteristics. Some of these Pokemon will surprise you, and you'd have never known just how weird they really are. However, I must mention that these are only my opinions and they may be different from yours. If they happen to be different, go ahead and write down who you feel are truly the weirdest Pokemon. Well, without further ado, let's get to the top 10. Number 10, Esper. You ever have that feeling that you're being watched and someone is piercing your soul with their gaze? If you have an Esper in your party, I'm sure you feel that feeling every single day. This Pokemon will stare you down to oblivion, enrapturing you in its insidious, terrifying stare. The only thing keeping you from buckling under the weight of its transfixing gaze is the knowledge that Esper, and only your particular Esper, is on your side. In any other encounter, your only hope is to avoid eye contact while not falling prey to the power of its gaze, lest you become susceptible to its psychotic enchantment. Number 9, Wurmple. Now, upon first glance, you may look at this Pokemon and say, there's nothing weird about it, it's just a Wurmple. What's wrong with you, Dragon? Well, answer me this. If you wanted your Wurmple to evolve into a Beautifly or a Dustox, how would you do it? Well, you'd just raise it to level 10 and get the Pokemon you'd want, right? Oh, but it's not that easy, is it? Well, what you didn't know is that its evolution is determined by a 32-bit personality value and is completely hidden within the game. Good luck trying to breed that perfect Dustox or Beautifly. My heart goes out to all the trainers that'll spend an eternity trying to do so. Number 8, Vanilluxe. Look at this Pokemon. Look at this Pokemon. What is it? Now, we all know what it is, but is it seriously a double scoop of ice cream? I remember seeing this Pokemon for the first time, and I officially thought that Game Freak was running out of ideas. Vanilluxe is one of those Pokemon that you learn to accept. I mean, I accepted it as soon as I saw it, but I couldn't take it seriously at first. Tell you what though, this Pokemon with a modest nature has 350 special attack unbuffed. Imagine putting a specs on that. Now you have 525 special attacking power. This Pokemon may look weird, but you should take it seriously. If not, it will compel you to do so. Number 7, Muck. Just like its name insinuates, is as nasty and unsettling as it truly is. At least Vanilluxe originates from something that almost everyone likes, but Muck? Yuck! It literally originates from sludge itself. Not disturbed yet? Anything that this Pokemon touches instantly becomes poisoned or dies, including you. However, I think Mucks have an innate ability to control how poisonous they really are, similar to how Rapidash can control the intensity of its flame. It has to do that, otherwise Ash would be dead, and for all you Muck trainers out there, you'd probably be dead too. If that doesn't weird you out, I don't know what will. Number 6, Amoonguss. Yes, we have a fungus Amoonguss that looks exactly like a Pokeball. Now this is weird on principle. I mean, of all the things a Pokemon could look like, why a man-made Pokeball? Voltorb has an excuse because it's technically a man-made Pokemon. But Amoonguss? Why? The only explanation I have is natural selection. Maybe it in some way benefits from trainers mistaking it to be a Pokeball, for mobility purposes probably. I guess that makes sense because I'm really just drawing a blank here. The Pokedex says it uses its Pokeball-like patterns to lure in prey, but it rarely works. But hey, Amoongusses will be Amoonguss, and it's pretty cool with me. Number 5, Girafarig. Now this is one truly weird Pokemon. Imagine if two brains inhabited the same body, yet in its own weird way had independent control. I know, it's a mind boggle, but that is Girafarig. Its main brain, located in the dominant, normal aspect of its body, is where most of the decisions are made. However, its other brain, located within its tail, is smaller and works primarily on instinct. It also has the ability to manipulate objects via telekinesis, giving it psychic powers. Girafarig is one, yet two, yet three Pokemon all at the same time. Number 4, Spoink. Now at first glance, as you see Spoink bouncing towards infinity, you may think, oh, that's kinda cute. It even has a pearl on top of its head. But what if I told you that until it becomes a Grumpig, it can never stop bouncing, or else it's going to die? Yes, behind that cute bouncing facade is a Pokemon fighting desperately for survival. Look at its frantic eyes, its fretful disposition. It must keep bouncing, for its heartbeat is directly connected towards its ability to bounce. Spoink is literally a living nightmare. Its only solace? Evolution. For if it never evolves, it will have to keep bouncing for the rest of its life. That's a fate I wouldn't even wish upon my worst enemies. Number 3, Goodra. Now you probably expected to see this Pokemon on the list. The Pokemon that likes hugging its trainer while consequently leaving them completely covered from head to toe in its liquid ooze. Imagine, you're out in the middle of the Viridian Forest. Yes, the Viridian Forest. And suddenly, you're attacked by a horde of wild Beedrill. Your only hope? Your companion Goodra. Goodra saves the day by Dragon Pulsing all the Beedrill away. Everything is now back to normal. Goodra is ecstatic that it saved its trainer's life and outstretches its arms waiting for a hug. Now, my name isn't John Quinones, but what would you do? Would you leave your Goodra hanging or run into its wet arms? That's honestly a question that only you can know the answer to. Number 2, Dusclops. When you look at Dusclops, what do you see? Do you see everything or nothing? Dusclops' existence is analogous to empty space, where there is everything yet nothing at all. Within Dusclops exists a hollow void in which an infinite amount of mass can be absorbed, but nothing can escape. If anyone or anything dares to stare into its hollow body, its mass will be absorbed and forever trapped within its ominous void. If you have a Dusclops, I urge you not to be tempted to look within its body. I understand I'm as curious as you are, but if you do, it'll be the last thing you'll ever do. Now there's a Pokemon even weirder than that. Its intentions are direct and blatantly sinister, and that Pokemon is Hypno. Unlike the behavior of other Pokemon, this Pokemon specifically targets humans for the sole purpose of feeding on their energy. Sometimes it'll even go as far as to kidnap children to keep them as a steady source for meals. Imagine walking into your house and suddenly seeing your child being hypnotized by this Pokemon. You try to stop it, but your efforts fall in vain as you fall victim to its hypnotic spell. You then wake up and your child is gone. What do you do then? Is your child lost forever? How will you continue life from this point? This is why Hypno is the weirdest Pokemon of them all. Its actions directly affect us and can change our lives within an instant. And there you have it, the top 10 weirdest Pokemon. Now these Pokemon may be weird, but you might want one of them, or any other Pokemon. So for you, I made a guide on how you can get any Pokemon that you want in less than 15 minutes. Yes, it's that quick, and it goes for items as well. Well, my fellow Dragonites, I'm glad that you enjoyed these videos, and as you know, there will be many more videos like these in the future. Well, see you later. What's up YouTube, this is Dragon, and these are the top 10 most intelligent Pokemon. In my opinion, of course. Now I know some others may feel different as to who they feel are the most intelligent Pokemon, so go write down who you feel personally is the most intelligent Pokemon for you. Well, without further ado, let's get to the top 10. Number 10. Metagross. Now a lot of people discount Metagross because they're not really aware of the intellectual capabilities of this Pokemon. Not only is it a strong psychic and steel type, but it has more intellectual capabilities than a supercomputer. Its massive intelligence is credited towards the 4 Beldum that come together to create this amazingly intelligent Pokemon. And you know the old saying, 2 heads are better than 1. Well, Metagross steps it up and turns it into 4. Oh, and as a side note, when this Pokemon is hunting its prey, it pins it under its massive body and then eats it while it's still alive. Damn. Due to its menacing power and logical capabilities, Metagross easily makes it into the top 10. Number 9. Lapras. Lapras is an intelligent seafaring Pokemon that is able to understand human speech. It's very gentle and kind-hearted and rarely likes to fight. But it's really unfortunate that most Lapras have this type of personality because it makes them very susceptible to possibly becoming extinct. So many trainers want a Lapras. Heck, even I want a Lapras. What makes Lapras eligible for this list is not simply for the fact that it can understand human speech, but it can also read the minds of people. Mind reading, speech recognition, and high levels of emotional intelligence easily makes Lapras a candidate for this list. Number 8. Lucario. Similar to Lapras, this Pokemon also has the ability to empathize greatly with other people and understand human speech. But what makes Lucario unique from Lapras is that its abilities to do these things are much more stronger. Lucario can detect the feelings of other people in Pokemon even as far as over half a mile away. It also has the ability to mold these energies into a physical state, also known as an aura sphere.